Greetings. Peace to all the fellow family, all those that are involved in the brotherhood and the sisterhood of light. The reason for this video today is because I just want to put out a brief message in regards to determining one's fate. That's right, determining one's fate. Many people are under the misconception and under the preconceived notion that your fate or your destiny is in the hands of another. Now, when I say that your fate, or your destiny is in the hands of another, what I mean by that is that whether some people who subscribe to a religious doctrine believe that their fate and their destiny is in God's hands, and they say it's in God's hands. That's the first part I want to address. To say that it's in God's hands would mean that God has hands, which would make him or her a physical being. So when you make statements like that, to say that it's in God's hands, this is basically denoting that the God that you serve is a physical being. But when you get to questioning some of these people, they will tell you that they serve no man, and that man is greater than God, and that man should submit to God, or woman should submit to God. But then they would say things like, it's in God's hands. Now, this could be an analogy, true indeed, but it's not an analogy. It's not an analogy, because when you're saying it's in God's hands, you're literally putting hands on God. And even if you use it as a metaphor and saying that it's in the hands of another energy or another entity's idea, or it's in the hands or it's in the mind of another energy or entity, you're still passing off your energy and your free will off onto another. And in metaphysics, this is something that we definitely do not teach or believe. In metaphysics, we believe and teach that you are the author of your fate, and you are the determiner of your destiny, or the one who determines their destiny. So that's the first point I want to make, is that whether you're in a religion or not, this video is not here to bash and beat up on religions today, but it's actually here to just pass on information in regards to what exactly fate is and destiny. What is fate and what is destiny? Now, according to the definitions of the words, the term fate actually deals with the power of the spoken word. See, this is what fate is. When you look up the definition of the term fate, it comes from a old word. I think it's Latin. It means fatus, F-A-T-U-S, fatus. And this name, or this definition of the word fatus in Latin, means spoken word. It's exactly what it means. It means the spoken word. So when you say that you don't know if it's in your fate that a certain thing is going to happen to you, you're speaking that into existence. You are saying it's definitely going to happen. You are your own prophet. This is a prophecy. The term fate is a prophecy. So you become your own prophet when you say, I don't know if that's going to happen. Then since you don't know, 9 times out of 10, it probably won't happen. So you have to know, beloved. You have to know. You have to know that the thing is going to happen. And then you have to work towards manifesting and bringing that thing to fruition. Because you determine your fate actually by the power of the spoken word. In the scripture, I'm a researcher of the scripture because I love the metaphysics involved in the scripture. I don't take things literally like some people do, and some, pastors and different people out there do, but I'm into the metaphysics of the scriptures. And it's a part in the Bible, in the very beginning, it says, in the beginning was the Word. See, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. See, this is how you actually got here. Through the power of the spoken word. It's powerful, through the power of the spoken word. You started out as a thought in your mother and father's mind. And through the power of the word, your father or your mother speaking to each other through that power of that word. That's how you got here. It had to start from a word. I'm sure your parents didn't just lay down with each other and just have sex without speaking to each other, unless they were involved in a situation where it was a prostitute in John's situation. But even in that, I'm sure they spoke with each other before they actually laid down and conceived you. So the power of the word is what got you here. And the power of the word can take you off this planet, believe it or not. I had a friend that was dear to me. He used to always tell me, he is dear to me because he's still around. He used to always tell me when we were younger, like, I just know it's in my fate that I'm going to get locked up one day. I'm going to have to do a bid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to get locked up one day. And lo and behold, true indeed, this man got locked up. He was a fulfiller of his own prophecy, which is his fate or his spoken word. And the same thing goes for, let's go into the term destiny. So what is your destiny? See, destiny, if you break down the word destiny, it goes back to the term destination. When you look at the term destination and destiny, they're basically like synonymous. They're very congruent. And when you deal with destination, see, you determine your destination. If I'm going on a trip and I get in my car and the police pull me over and ask me, what is your destination? They ask me. They don't tell me what my destination is. The police ask me if they pull me over in a car. They ask me, what is your destination, sir? Where were you going? And you obviously tell them, I was traveling to the store to get some food or something. Because you knew that you were going to the store. It was your destiny to go to the store. You determined, you had a predetermined idea that you were going to go to the store. So you determine your destiny, and you determine your fate. That's what it comes down to. There is nobody out there that determines this but you. Now, in this matrix, they're very crafty and tricky because they have a way through subliminal suggestion, through the media, through music, through movies, in giving you a preconceived idea as to what your destiny should be. For instance, in a lot of black cinema, not all of it, but in a lot of it, we see black people that are depicted a certain way in black cinema at all times. They're always depicted as either some thug that just got out of jail, or either some really funny guy that just makes everybody laugh, or they put on a dress, things of that nature. See, we see that played out in black cinema all the time, and then when we look outside, we see black people acting out the same things that are put in those movies, because Hollywood is actually a form of mind control. And they used the Hollywood, which was actually a druid instrument used to cast spells, the Hollywood. You can Google this, and I have an article on it on my website, 13scienceastrology.com, where I talk about Hollywood. It's in the article that I did on Whitney Houston, the second article. In that article, I talk about how Hollywood was a piece of wood that the druid priests would use to cast a spell on the people. And that's exactly what's going on. See, Hollywood is casting a spell on you. And not just on black Americans, even on Caucasian and European Americans as well. A spell is being cast on you, beloved. And they're giving you a predetermined idea as to what your destiny should or shouldn't be. See, that's deep. They actually, in film and movies and media, giving you a preconceived idea as to what your destiny should be. And then after the movie goes off, you begin to fall into the trap of fate by speaking these things into existence. Oh, I saw what's your name on that movie, man. That happened to him. That reminded me so much of me. I'm gonna end up just like Pookie in that movie. I'm gonna get on drugs. Or I'm gonna end up just like Kane in Menace to Society, and I'm gonna get shot up. See, these are things that you say, and that we say, and we speak into existence. And then it ends up happening. So you are the determiner of your fate and your destiny. You are your God. You are your own God. That's right. You say it's in God's hands. It is in God's hands. The God that you're speaking of is you. See, that's what they're not going to tell you, is the God that you're speaking of is you. It's in your hands. It's in God's hands as to what happens to you tomorrow. Now, you might say, well, Ram Hotep, there are other exterior factors. I mean, like, what if you just go outside right now and you might have the intentions of going to the store, and what if you just get hit by a car? Beloved, I vibrate so much on a higher level that I know that those things won't happen to me. I know that those things won't happen to me because I've went inside of myself and I fixed certain things inside of myself to where even the things that happen to me on the exterior, I know that they come from within. So I'm constantly checking my own spirit and I'm constantly checking my own inner self as to know that no, there is no accidents in this universe. Nothing in this universe that happens is an accident. And that's why atheists are funny to me. Atheists are funny to me. I'm not an atheist because atheists basically believe that everything that happened is just an accident. That this is why they teach the Big Bang and they just teach it was just a Big Bang. It didn't have no, it was no reason behind the Big Bang. It just happened. We just got here. It just happened. Your parents just happened to meet. It was just a coincidence. See, no, I'm not even an atheist. You can't put that on me. I'm not an atheist. And I'm not a religious adherent either. I have my own mind, and I know that I determine my own fate. See, and this is like what they've been keeping from you. Either they want you to be on the right side, being this very staunch religious person, or they want you on the left side, being this atheist that doesn't believe in anything. And belief is the basis of manifestation. So, to get back on my point, if you think that a car is going to hit you or a bus is going to hit you, if it does happen or manifest inside of you or outside of you, it was something that was already in you. It was a fear factor that was inside of you that you had to come face to face with. See, this is what your ancient ancestors taught that they don't want to teach you. Everything that comes at you is you're meeting an aspect of yourself. The ancients taught this. As above, so below, and it's in different other maxims, but anything that comes at you, beloved, is something that was in you that you had to physically meet because it was an obstacle that you had to overcome, and even down to your death, See, a master can plan even down to his or her death. See, this is what a master does. So we have to stop letting exterior factors program certain things into our thinking. We're like computers. We're a supercomputer. So we can be easily programmed, humans can. We have to stop letting exterior factors program us into the thinking that they want us to be programmed into. These exterior factors are the rulers and the powers that be. We have to stop letting them program us. I'm going to give another example as to fate and destiny. Biggie Smalls made an album called Ready to Die. What happened to him? He died. Tupac made a song called I See Death Around the Corner. What happened to that man? He eventually died. Why? Because even when you get into the art of music, that's when it gets really deep. Like those of you who are musicians, be careful what you rap and sing and write about. Be careful. Those of you who are actors, be careful of the roles that you play. Because a lot of times the roles that you play are going to manifest themselves on a metaphysical level, and they're going to happen. They're going to physically happen, and they're going to physically come into your life. Those roles that you play, those lyrics that you sing, and those lyrics that you rap will come full swing and full circle back at you if you're not careful. So we have to stop letting exterior factors program us. Now, I'm an astrologer, and many people are under the predetermined idea and the preconceived notion again, because they've done no research, that astrology determines fate and that astrology determines destiny. And they're getting their chart done because they're thinking that I'm going to tell them their destiny. No. This is not what an astrologer does. An astrologer tells you simply the energies that are present inside of your birth chart, and it tells you your potential. This is what astrology gives you. It gives you your potential as to what you can manifest inside of your life. But it does not cast lots. This is not your lot in life, your chart. It's just simply energy, beloved. So when you get your astrological chart done, first thing you have to do is analyze it. And see whether or not you agree with certain aspects of it or whether you don't, or see as to whether or not even just to really agree, but to see whether or not these things have happened to you in the past or whether they haven't. And then after that, you're going to learn how to take those same energies to make a future for yourself. See, this is how you become God, by learning how to take the energies of your chart. A little God, because as the Bible says, we are all God's children of the Most High God. So you become a little God by learning how to work with the energies in your chart. This is why it's important that you get a natal chart. And once you get your natal chart, you read over it, then you come for a follow-up, and I will teach you through the follow-up reading on how to work with certain energies, which is a message and a lecture in and of itself. But no, astrology does not determine your fate for you. It only simply gives you the energies and teaches you about the energies that are latent and some of them are lying dormant within you that are available at your disposal. These energies are available at your disposal. So this is what astrology does, beloved. It gives you your potential. But it's up to you to make your potential energy turn into a kinetic one, or kinetic energy. So let's stop looking at exterior factors to decide our fate for us. And we decide our fate through the power of the spoken word, through the law of attraction, through the law of allowing. We say to a thing, be, and it is. We are little gods, children of the Most High, which is the universe. So I thank you for watching this video. For more enlightening information, visit my website at www.13signsastrology.com. That's the number 13, signs plural, astrology.com. Thank you for listening and watching. Peace and love.